Can we all have a round of applause for CIA Director Leon Panetta?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good evening, and thank you for the invitation to be able to participate in this NAAAP conference. And lastly, I'm honored because of this organization and the great things that you do in helping your members achieve not only their full professional potential, but their leadership potential. The Asian community has made a tremendous contribution to the history here of California, but more importantly, to the history of our country. And while, as we all know, there were some moments in that history that unfortunately do not reflect the best of America, the reality is that you always fought hard and kept fighting hard for equal justice and equal opportunity. As the son of Italian immigrants, I have some understanding of what it takes to confront discrimination. My parents, like yours, taught their children that regardless of the obstacles that are out there, that it is important to work hard. It is important to always respect who you are, to recognize your heritage, to recognize the greatness of what this country is really all about, and to do our best to make the promise of opportunity, the promise of equal opportunity, real for ourselves and for our family. Besides, you should also know that I feel I am an honorary Asian, since I'm always confused with Norm Panetta. We were both Democrats who both came from the central area of California. He was, as you know, raised in San Jose. I was raised in Monterey. We were elected to Congress. We served on the Budget Committee together. And yet there was always great confusion when I went back to Congress between Panetta and Panetta. Actually, the reason he got elected mayor of San Jose is because people thought he was Italian. During the Carter administration, which probably tells you something about the Carter administration, when the Italian prime minister came to Washington, they invited Norm to the White House. When the Japanese prime minister came to Washington, they invited me to the White House. Norm and I finally put a softball team together, and we played under the sign of the Rising Pizza. Everybody wanted our t-shirts. I have tremendous admiration for Norm. I've known him for well over 40 years. He spent part of his childhood, as some of you know, in a World War II internment camp. And he never let that experience diminish his love of the United States and his desire to serve and to strengthen this country. In fact, it only made him that much more determined. And like me, he started his public service career as an Army intelligence officer. He wore the same uniform as those who just a few years before designated his US-born brother as an enemy alien. Your country needs you. We need all Americans, regardless of their race, or their creed, or their color, or their sexual orientation. We need all Americans. We need your ingenuity. We need your skills. We need your heritage. We need your special knowledge and insights to help protect a way of life that we all hold dear. That is my agency's mission, to keep America safe. That's what we're all about. Necessary secrecy of our work often produces some pretty wild and inaccurate conjectures about what we do. And the movies don't really help. Angelina Jolie is one hell of a CIA officer. But we don't have many of those at Langley in Washington. First, we need officers who can operate credibly and effectively in just about any society. That means things like language fluency and a deep understanding of local culture. Since 9/11, we've had more than 1 million Americans who've applied for work at the CIA. With interests like that, we have been able to hire some exceptional talent, but we still need more. We need people from America's ethnic and minority communities. About a quarter of those hired so far this year are Hispanic Americans, African Americans, Asian Americans, and other minorities. We are very proud that last year, 1 in 10 new employees was an Asian American. But we've got to do better. We are roughly at about 23% minority right now at the CIA. My goal is to approach 30%. It'll take a lot of effort, it'll take some creative ideas, but we have to look like the nation that we're protecting. So among other things, we're expanding and better targeting our student programs. We'll emphasize national origin hiring. We'll recruit highly skilled individuals, second-generation Americans, who have the cultural understanding, the experience, and the languages we need. And if we fight for it, we can protect that American dream that brought my parents and your parents to this country, that dream of giving our children a better life, a better America, and a better world. And most importantly, the dream of ensuring that we always have a government of, by, and for all people. Thank you very much for having me.